Welcome to this soft and pretty cottagecore inspired furniture flip. In today's furniture flip, we are going to take a dated oak dresser. It actually is very pretty. I found it at an auction, but it did need help. And we're going to use creamy colored paint to give it a cottage inspired makeover. I initially thought that a paint wash would look good on this piece, and I went ahead and painted the body in a chalk paint, which is a creamy white, and used a wash technique with water. But then when I stepped back and looked at it, I realized it really wasn't the direction I wanted to go, and the finish kind of looked pink. So instead I decided to paint the entire thing, and it took 2 coats to cover. After the paint dried, I used a soft sanding sponge and wrapped it with a high grit sandpaper, and I went over the chalk paint to create a super smooth finish. I then decided to work on the top. After I sanded back the top, I used one of my favorite products, which is Howard's Feed and Wax Furniture Polish. And this product is wonderful. I spread it all over the top and used a soft rag to wipe it into the finish. As you can see, the top of this piece turned out to be absolutely beautiful, and I've always loved how oak pairs with white or cream, and the combination is very pretty. This dresser has a beautiful mirror that attaches, and it was broken. The broken piece was in the drawer, so I was able to mend it with some glue. And my son and I put the mirror back onto the top of the dresser so I could stand back and see exactly what direction I wanted to take it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to paint the whole thing or just the bottom, the base of the mirror, and highlight the top with white just to tone it in and blend it with the top of the dresser. But actually, when I stood back and looked at it, it was just a little too confusing with the white and the wood, and I just decided to paint the entire mirror in the creamy white color and highlight it, as you'll see in just a little bit, with both clear and dark wax. Here I'm using a clear wax all over the paint before I go back in and use the dark brown wax with a different brush on the detail of the piece. And then I buff that in to create a beautiful look where the detail is beautifully highlighted. Quite a few of the original handles were missing, so I used new handles from Home Depot that I had in my stash, but they were black. And I went in with spray paint in vintage gold to create a pretty look with the hardware. And here's the final result. I think this little dresser is perfect in a kitchen for storage, a bedroom obviously, or even a front hall. Actually, it's sold within a day. For more furniture flips and cottage-inspired decor, please follow the Secretary Cottage, where we renovate our beautiful century-old cottage on the eastern shore of Maryland. See you then!